Brenda's sitting by the window pane, lost her husband, lost her name. Government's hands, they took her kin, but they'll never take her spirit's grin. CPS came knocking at her door, took her babies, left her sore. But Brenda's heart, it ain't for sale. She'll fight back, she will prevail. Oh, Brenda, keep on rising high through the tears under troubled sky. Life ain't easy, the road's so rough, but love is stronger, love's enough. Empty rooms, memories linger there, echoes of laughter, whispers of care. She plants hope in each day's light. In the darkest hours, she finds her fight. Neighbors pass, they cast their glance. Whispers say she don't stand a chance. But Brenda's dreams, they never fade. In her eyes, the dawn's parade. Sun will shine through clouds and rain. She'll mend the broken, salve the pain. For every loss, there's a new gain. Through every downfall, she'll remain. Sun will shine through clouds and rain. She'll mend the broken, salve the pain. For every loss, there's a new gain. Through every downfall, she'll remain.
Brenda used to walk these streets with pride. Her husband, Chris, a patriot by her side. But the weight of the world came crashing down when the government tried to take the ground. They stole Chris away, said he was a threat, left Brenda alone with words of regret. CPS came knocking, took her children too. But Brenda stood tall, like the sky so blue. Bring back Brenda, let her light shine bright. She's been trampled on, but she's ready to fight. Don't tread on her, she's got a heart so true. Through the darkest nights, she'll pull through. Every day she fights for what's been lost, pays the price, bears the cost. Whispers of hope through a podcast wave, telling her story, she'll be brave. In the heartland, they know her name, her struggle, her passion, her undying flame. She dreams of a day she'll hold them tight, Chris and the kids in the morning light. Bring back Brenda, let her light
Hey, oh, I wonder why I got this on my screen. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we are. Oh, I'm huge now. All right, so hello everybody. It seems like it's been forever since I had a show. It's just like been a long, drug out week for some reason, and I've been excited to try to get on here and start doing some shows maybe a little bit later or talking about that. We're going to do one. We have special guest on Friday on my show. We're going to try to do maybe 8 p.m., something like that. We'll see what happens. Yeah, if any suggestions you guys might have to say what would be a good time for y'all to tune in. And if there's anybody there, thank you for being there. If you're not, well, you're missing out because we're having a good time here. Yeah, I was just noticing there's oh my God, so much going on in the news as far as I mean, if anybody caught the Tiffin Punisher yesterday about this white couple that adopted these 5 black children, and literally, I mean, this is what we were saying all along. I mean, our children were be treated as slaves, okay? But in my case, it was the other way around. My children are white, and they were with a different culture altogether, and it was weird because like my daughter couldn't understand this lady. I couldn't understand her either. Like there was times where finally like over a year into the case, they're finally starting to allow Sage to use the phone over there at her foster placement. The lady that Chris was with for the most part was in Lake City, and she also used to allow calls. Excuse me. But somebody was in Messenger the other day saying well she's excited because Friday she's going to get unsupervised visits because she had been asking about, has anybody heard of the kids actually coming to your house and being able to have your visits at your house? And I said, yeah, I've heard of it. I've also heard of parents that were able to visit their children in the foster placement where they were at. And in fact, it was, as I've noticed, it was almost as the judge assumed that this was happening, that the parents can just go down there to the foster placement and go visit with the kids, or they can come to the house, because it's almost like he didn't have no idea what was going on. No, we had very restricted visits when we were able to have them. And if they were all taped, except for later on when they were right at the Partnership for Destroying Families there in Trenton. That's after they took Chris's visits away. I mean, the last time that Chris saw the kids was September of 2016. Now, that's a freaking long time. The last I was able to see my son was December 14th of 2017. But it was kind of weird because in December we also had the TBR trial, but it was towards the beginning of the month. I think it was like the 8th and the 10th or something. And then during that whole the time, because the judge is like, okay, so I want both sides, all attorneys to write up a petition as to why you think their rights should or should not be terminated. Okay, so that's something I just had out in front of me too. But I thought the court-appointed attorney did a good job on that. But the fact is that not only we had to go through Christmas with absolutely no contact with our kids, why weren't they allowed to call then? Why weren't we able to see them? It was one thing after the other. Like the caseworkers told me one time, Brenda, we have lives too. Well, that's great that you have lives, because I don't, because you took my kids, right? Yeah, in any case, so I think a lot of times it's possible that the judge isn't aware of these things that are going on. And I think maybe they should do a little more checking on not just what's being put in paper, but what's happening in reality. Yeah, so this is my order for denying petition for involuntary termination of rights. I don't understand why they word that involuntary. I guess because we didn't volunteer to lose our rights. But anyways, it says the court heard the testimonies of witnesses, argument of the counsel, reviewed exhibits filed, and being otherwise advised, finds as follows. The court, this is what the judge never signed, of course. He signed the one that the Department of Children and Families attorney did, not this one. As you see, this one sits here with no signature. But it says the court has jurisdiction of the subject matter and the parties. The minor children, Christopher Cameron and Sage Cameron, are at the age subject the jurisdiction of this court and residents of the state of Florida. The children were not present for this hearing. And why? The children were plenty old enough. By that time, they were what? At least 11 and 13. So the children were sheltered on April 5th. We all know that. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was telling Chris the other day. April is a really hard time for me. Not only on April Fools, which was yesterday in 2020, they adopted my kids out, and I didn't find out till 2 years later. So, and then, of course, as I've been going on about for a long time, my kids were taken on April 4th, which is my oldest daughter's birthday. My oldest daughter, that's 39. She lives in, well, she won't be 39 long. She's going to be 40, which means, it's kind of fun because my oldest daughter is 20 years younger than me. My oldest son is 20 years younger than my husband, Chris. So it says at all times, material mother was represented by counsel. I highlighted this because at all times the father, Christopher Cameron, was represented by counsel. Sorry, he was not. Like I said, it was like they had a Rolodex going through all the attorneys that they could find because everybody kept bowing out of his case. The court, having fully considered and weighed the demeanor and testimony of all witnesses, have reviewed the exhibits and taken notice of the court documents being otherwise duly advised in the premises as follows. Factual findings as to 39.806, 1 and E1. Failure to substantially comply with the case plan within a 12-month period. Okay, the department failed to prove by clear and convincing evidence that the father failed to substantially comply with the case plan within a 12-month period. Substantial compliance means that the circumstances which the creation of the case plan have significantly remedied the extent that the well-being and safety of the child would be endangered upon remaining with or being returned to the child's parent. That's 39.01. And it goes on to explain, the father's case plan task. Like I say, they have no evidence, no factual findings that that we can't parent our kids. In fact, everything that we could find was proof that, hey, we must be pretty good parents if we're able to homeschool our other children, our 3 oldest, and they became doctors and they graduated top of their class. So, and then they have all these different people that testified in the court, these pieces of crap, excuse my language. But you have, and then you got this Dr. Abels. I mean, some people shouldn't be called a doctor. She was a psychologist. And like I say, the only jobs these people get, okay, is working, getting jobs, or their clients are all through DCF, Department of Children and Families, Partnership for Destroying Families, Devereaux, whatever their name is, they're trafficking children, and that's what's going on. I don't know if you want to call trafficking, kidnapping. I think kidnapping is more fitting because they're obviously taking these children against their will and turning them into slaves, as we see on that case that Darren and Tiff was talking about the other day. But So Dr. Abels, yeah, and that was part of that Village Counseling Center. So anybody in Florida, if anybody, let me know if you've ever been involved with this Village Counseling Center, because they sent my son to this counselor through it was a lady, for one thing. He's crying that he didn't want to go there. She was asking strange questions and all this. And, come to find out, when I'm looking at the top of the paperwork, I'm like, okay, so this says UF Health on top. Well, UF Health is where I is part of that Shands. And everybody is familiar with that case with that girl that was wrongly diagnosed or something at Shands, and the mother was trying to say, no, there's, this is her condition. Nobody believed her. Some nurse called out, CPS or something like that. Well, ended up, they took the girl, and I don't remember what the name of the girl was, but in any case, her mother ended up taking her life because she was so distraught about losing her daughter. But Shands is the same place that we were going to. And then it's kind of weird because Sage, she had she went to see a neuropsychologist and had like MRIs and all these other things, checking out all these things. So obviously we understood that she had delays, and we were taking care of that. I think we know what our daughter needs, and who knows better than what your kids need but their real mom and dad, because once they're taken out of your care, you have no control over that. And nobody ever asked me, this or that and the other thing. I mean, it's strange. It's strange that they ask for no advice, and they go in like with blindfolds on, not even knowing anything about the child. The only thing they're going to know is what the CPS workers are telling them, which usually is putting down the parents, just saying they're drug addicts, which we were not. And even if you are, I mean, it's like, why they go on with this? And then they even degrade you in front of your children. So it's all lies and deception. But like I say, even though our interactions mostly are with the CPS workers and stuff like that, and hopefully we have some type of interaction with the foster placements, because that's who has our kids for the most part, and we hope and pray that we can have communications with our own family. But ultimately, like I say, we have to look at the judges that are behind this, because ultimately they're responsible. They're the ones that are what would I say? They are breaking federal law, because for one thing, I can ask anybody that was in a dependency case, okay, did you have, did your attorney cross-examine the social worker, caseworker, whatever you call it? No. Maybe you might say, oh yeah, they did one time for TPR. Well, that's freaking too late. I can tell you that. That's too late, because every time that they file a petition, you have the right for a trial, and you have the right to cross-examine this. And if your judge isn't telling you, sir or ma'am, you have the right to cross-examine your accuser, then that's another violation of the law, and that's federal law. Because follow the money is what I always say. But I did want to go over. I'm going to go over this, and like I say, if anybody wants to get hold of me in regards to this massive parent movement that we got going on, because we think the more the merrier, obviously. And that's why we're talking about, so many times the show is combining our forces to whatever you guys going on, and say, let's hit them up all at once, all at the same time, and realize that there's so many of us out here that we're not going to be silent. So I know there's a caucus on foster youth, and I know my friend Wendy had been posting up about that, and taking the opportunity to call this office and let them know, because the attorney has called down there that's doing all these works on the indictments. Well, she's calling down. She sent them information. She wants them to know, hey, she's not alone. She's not alone in this fight. Yes, there's parents, and here we are, and we're calling down here, so we're backing up what this attorney is saying, and we're part of this movement. And if you want to tell a little bit of your story, go ahead and do so. But this is what I was thinking. I was going to read a little bit of this. Let me see. That's not the one. Gosh darn it. Why am I having trouble finding that? It was right on top. Okay, this is what it is. Okay, here it is. I got it, guys. Got it together. Don't worry. Okay, so this is a nationwide mother-father driven grassroots operation to enforce 18 USC 242 against dependency judges for due process violations of 400,000 children each year to collect $30 billion under Title 4E. A total of see, I'm not good at those numbers, but it's like 12 million. It's 12,000,000. You guys tell me. I'm not good at that. I never was good at math. But anyways, is anybody in the chat today? Nobody's falling in, having fun. Okay. So children were ordered into foster care by dependency judges. Okay, that's the thing. See the point? Who got your kids into foster care in the first place? The judge. The judge ordered it. It's by a judge's order. In every state, with no trials, no due process, the states to collect a total of $1.7 trillion since 1982. Okay. By contrast, the total number of slave children for 250 years was that number again. Was it 2 million? I believe that's 2 million. Okay, so this is what I say. If you're calling down to these caucus members, as you'll notice Wendy put up in the chat. If you go to, is anybody's part of my chat with the Stay Calm? It's up in there. I believe I put it into our group chat as well. We want to inform you of the decades-long mass due process violations by judges, court-appointed attorneys, the historical campaign to end it, and to garner your support of enforcement of 18 USC 242 nationwide. And so this is what we want to let our leaders know. As far as I understand it, we've got some people that have some contacts with Kash Patel. Now, he's the new FBI director, okay? Because we know the pieces of crap that was in there before are garbage, okay? Complete garbage. And I hear today also that Department of Justice is firing, I think it's firing just a mass amount of prosecutors. About time, about time this is getting done, because like I say, we're waiting for our turn. What's happening?
Figured I'd pop in.
I was like, noise. What's that feedback?
Yeah. I just heard you, what you were talking about. I said, listen to her.
Yeah. Well, Danielle knows all about it. So yeah, that's why, if somebody was, I noticed somebody in the chat saying, oh, well, if we call down there, what the hell do we say? Is there something, that like a script? They call it a script. I'm like, well, there you go. There's your script right there. This is the movement. This is what we're doing. And we're hoping to spread the word so that this can be taken care of. I think I'm getting feedback though. Am I getting
Probably. Hold on. It's probably me.
feedback?
Hold on. I probably just clicked. Okay. I thought I just clicked myself out. I was like, figures. Hold on.
I think
There you go. Go ahead. You can talk.
All right. It's
Yeah,
better,
it's
though.
me.
Right now. Okay.
I'll put my Bluetooth off. And yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
So yeah, the thing is what do you about the 96-272? Nobody knows about it. Nobody ever heard about it because we're not told about it by our caseworkers or the judge or anything. They just automatically, these dependency court judges automatically are ordering these kids into foster care without even, I mean, they're just automatically doing the judicial determination. You got to remember, it's not just based on the removals. It's for the federal incentive funding incentivizes foster care and adoption over reunification, straight up. I mean, that's just exactly what it looks like. I mean, all across the board, nationwide. I've talked to several different families a lot, and public law 96-272. It's a very it's on the, and this is why these judges need to be held accountable, because I'm sorry, it's not just the caseworkers. It's the whole damn court system and the dependency court proceeding, So
yeah. And not to be confused like with family court, because I mean, people, sometimes they got to go family court. They're getting divorced or whatever, in hopes. I swear to God, if I ever did get a divorce, I swear to God, I don't think I'd go and walk into a court of law about it because I'd be too scared.
I would not even want to go into that. I don't even talk about that area. Like, man.
Yeah. We'll just make some type of agreement,
right?
Amongst ourselves.
Well, my thing is that's just devastating on children too.
Right. Right. Exactly. So, and that's who's suffering through this is the children, the parents. I mean, there's so much suffering going on.
And then you got the other throwing it, caseworkers, judges. I mean, they don't give a crap. They can still sleep at night because they get to go home. That's just like, I mean, think about it. Well, I'm sure a lot of people don't know about the criminal side of court. When they read you, like, do you waive your right to this? Do you waive your right to that? Do you understand what you're signing? That's your rights. That's when you waive your rights. And it's just like on the family court side, it's the same. So if but I'm going to tell you right now, that has never happened. And this is supposed to be every hearing that you have in dependency court. It's like but it's not happening. Like, where is it? If it's on this side, on the criminal side, why didn't it happen on the civil side? On the children, on our side? Well, it's not our side, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to have a trial. You have to have a fair hearing. So, and it's not.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, and what else, Danielle? Tell me about it.
What you want to know? Did you talk about judicial determination? A lot of people don't, like in the podcast last night. A lot of people don't know. Hold on, guys. Somebody's calling me. I don't know what the hell's up with my phone. Get on my nerves. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're good.
Okay.
No, I just got home actually, so I was like, I gotta go. I gotta do my podcast. So no, but I was playing with my friend's son, the little baby. He's so adorable. Been a while. Yeah, he's a little chunky monkey. Yeah. So judicial determination. So I don't know if everybody knows, and we talked about it on my show, but these for them to have to get the federal funding, they have to have, it's a requirement that they have to have a judicial determination to declare if foster care is necessary to protect a child, right? Like, this is based on when they take the kids out of the homes, right? They have to, by federal law, it's federal. It has to be met before they can do, and before they'll receive any funding, or even they can't place the kid in foster care at all. That judicial determination is for foster care is if it's necessary to protect the child. And so what if it's not? What do they do then? Are they still getting this money? I mean, what? Because, by the numbers, they're just putting these kids into foster care, and I don't even hear them. And the parents are like, we're confused. We don't know what the hell we're talking about. We don't know what's are you advised of your rights? I was never. They wanted me to testify to 2 different people. Hello. I'm the same person. So if they can't get their shit in order, what the hell? I mean, how are they able to make these determinations for these kids? That's messed up.
It's like it says we're supposed to have it's no due process, because we're supposed to be able to you're supposed to be guilty until proven in a court of law if you're guilty or innocent. Well, where's that happening anywhere? I mean, we have no chance.
Right.
Where all that's going on under our head is, what can we do to get our kids back as soon as possible? You know,
like I always say, the caseworkers aren't telling us what we need to know. So we're trying to navigate through a system that's already broken, trying to so we can get our kids back, because that's our main focus. That's what we want. Any parent that's real about their children would want. I mean, I'm a mama bear, and I'll go, you know, like, you don't make the bear come out of me, you know, hello, like, no. You don't mess with, and youngins, you don't mess with youngins anyways. Why would they be picking on these kids? But the crazy thing is, it's been going on for a long time. And it's just gotten to where now we're not taking no shit from them. We're going to call them out on it, because it's wrong. It's getting they're getting too complacent with it, too comfortable with it. And our kids are dying. The kids are losing their lives. This is our future, people. Like, so if they were if the shoes were on their feet, wouldn't they want a trial? I bet you they would. Wouldn't they want that chance to go defend their child? I mean, if they're real, they would, you know?
Oh, and then they'll be crying, oh, we lost our job. Oh, are we supposed to feel sorry for you? When
I
you're
don't.
doing your job, that your job title is not to abuse children. You know?
They took 2 years away from me, and my son missed his graduation. My son missed high school, and my son has regressed. I don't feel sorry for him. They got to see their kid they got to see their family on Christmas. Mine got torn apart. Mine got ripped apart. So they can just sit back and watch the show, because we gonna bring the fireworks, and I'm ready to party. I'm ready to tango, boys, because I ain't got time for this shit. This is pathetic. This is bullcrap. Right, this is just sickening. It's sickening. It's kind of like a predator type. It's sick. It's disgusts me. And just to think, but the crazy thing is, they're keeping it so private under the like, they sweep it under the carpet, and just because I'll tell you right now, in the county that I'm dealing with, bruh, it is. It makes.
If Chris might want to talk, but if not, I'm going to take over.
But all right, well, hey, I guess Brenda, you guys supposed to leave me like that? No, I'm just kidding. So I'm just kidding. But so what you were talking about earlier, like, so I'll say this to everybody: countless children are being ordered to foster care without a proper judicial determination, without due process, and without a fair trial. I mean, it's just that simple.
So
what?
Oh, shit. I'm reading this 996-272, right?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Here's what it reads right here. It says, shit.
They have to make a determination for foster care if it's necessary for foster care to protect the child. So there has to be an order for foster care before they can do anything else. Like, and it's
it says that they're supposed to it says provide that this chance to refer to child care. Hold on, where I was just reading this. Oh, here we go. Provides for periodic review of the standards referred to in the preceding paragraph and amounts paid as foster care maintenance payments and adoption assistance payments to assure their continuing appropriateness. That the standards referred to in Section 203(1)(f) shall be applied by the state to any foster family, home, or child care institution receiving funds under this part of the Part B of this title. They're supposed to be monitoring the shit out of these people.
No,
they're not doing
and this is supposed to I'm tongue tied. The determination is supposed to be like, they say they have all these initial review hearings and stuff, right? Well, that's when it's supposed to be happening. It's not just a one-time thing. This is like every 6 months in some cases, and every 12 months. And they're not doing this. Or they're doing it without us. That's the other thing. I mean, we got all these court hearings, but was anybody else at them, or did anybody else hear about? I mean, I wasn't at none of them, because they didn't tell me shit, you know? But that's what I'm saying. Nobody got nobody even got a chance to fight for their children. Nobody. And there is nobody on, like, pretty much these turds are going to have to be micromanaged, you know? And it's sad because, but that's how,
They just run. They run rules with the checkbook
yeah,
and a bag.
but they've been doing this for so long. It's like, I know the act of 1980 with the Adoption Assistance and Child Welfare Act. I mean, that right there is when they started calling them out in their, I think it was 1980, when the Title IV and then the Public Law 96-272, they created that because they said the federal government was tired of getting screwed over by the states. Because they were already, so they were, it even goes back further than that, like the slaves, and it's just like that. I mean, just like the slave.
Yeah,
And it's crazy.
Like we're saying, then now they're actually calling out this one case in West Virginia that Tiff and Darren had on the show.
Yep. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's just like, look, it's on, and they're not, and now they're just going to be open. They're too complacent with this shit. And it's just like the slave. I mean, that many people, I mean, no cash price should ever be over a child's head. And they're banking off our kids. No. And we don't even get a fair chance. Like, we have rights, we have a chance, and we have a liberty. It's the 14th, I think it's the 14th Amendment, if I'm right, a liberty interest. And the Supreme Court even said that we have a right to raise our children and be there. Yeah, I think it's under the 14th Amendment, right? Or am I wrong?
What is the state's interest in our children?
The state's interest? That one,
yeah, that's what their comment is, right?
Yes,
like
because that's the ones that are, that's the middleman between the parents and then the federal government. It's the state. So what is up with the states, right? Why do they want them so bad? You know? Hold on.
Why do they want to explain that in court?
Right.
They want custodies? Is that what they want?
And I mean, apparently and then we can't even get past the state to the federal government. Like, we're supposed, like, you know how you're supposed to go up to the chain, like the chain or whatever, like, instead of just jumping straight to federal and then they kick it back. Well, then we're shut down in the state courts because they're all messed up. Maybe that's why Trump shut down administrative law judges and shit, because that's the ones, ain't that the ones that always have the say in the appellate courts and shit? Because I know Georgia it does, and they're the ones that handle the foster care appeals and everything.
You know, I should look into that.
So the administrative law. So yes, you know what, Darren, I'm going to look into what you just asked. I really am.
Right.
Because that is it. I mean, if you think about it, it's true. How is it that, why is the states giving us so much shit about this? Why is all the fingers pointing at them? And then it goes from the states to the counties to these damn caseworkers and stuff, and then the judges, and then are the judges banking off these? I mean, what's going on? Like, there's something, and I promise you, it's gonna come out of the wash. You know, there's this 36.
That holds more. The state's interest holds more weight than the family's. Inalienable rights. Think about that. The states are holding more interest in our kids, supposedly.
Think about it. Federal funding incentivizes foster care and adoption over reunification. That's why it's not happening, because they're all about this money. But why is it like that? What would ever make foster care and adoption over reunification? Because I thought they were supposed to be about bringing families together, keeping families together, strengthening families. You know.
That's what we're led to believe. But like I said, like when I figured out, I'm looking at my paperwork and looking up these agencies that we were made to go to, like Village Counseling Center in Gainesville, and it's all it's their main focus is adoption. Well, we were made to go there at the beginning of our case. So why are you making us go to a place that's main focus is adoption when we're trying to reunify with our kids? It doesn't make sense.
My son, on his discharge papers, they were in the cohorts. My son was on the Texas website for adoption. He was up for adoption. I didn't even know it. In Texas. Also, on top of that, they were looking for him. They were really pushing for him to get adopted or placed somewhere else besides with me and my family. But we never knew it. So there's a lot. And why in the hell would they do that? And that's why they were giving us the runaround, because they did not want me or my family having them. Well, guess what? They messed up right there because that's he's home and he's doing great. I mean, that's that right there. That's a night. And if y'all ever go watch Allie's Army or Allie's Carter,
Mhm.
she got adopted at 20 and didn't even know it. You tell me what's up. There's a lot coming on about my son, you know?
Wow.
My son would always tell everybody he's 20. He's not 20. He's 19. Whenever you ask my son his age, he would say he's 20. I'd be like, Bubba, you're not. You're making yourself older. That's not cool. Like, no, and I would just play around. Like women, you know how we are. We don't like to say we're any older than what we are. No, gosh, but no, my son, he's 20, and I'm like, no, Bubba, you're 19. No, Mama. So, but that was only at that facility. Why were they telling him that? Why were they teaching him that? Why would they ever want to construe that? Like, that's not cool.
That's what they do, and these kids, they'll just repeat what they're saying. They're saying it over and over again. That's when my daughter would come to visits, and
Yes.
she'd be repeating everything they've been saying.
Well, just like they will also they will repeat everything, but they'll also act out what they see too. They'll also act out, and that's why my son, what he learned out there is the way he's being. He was being, and yeah, it's
Yep.
messed up.
What was I going to say? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. It's just disgusting because it can't just all be about money. Sometimes you think it can't all be about money. It's it's perverted. It's
sickening to know that that's how the greed of money is being now. That wow, if it's getting like that, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Because greed, I mean, we all know that over time, yes, greed is, I mean, we see it all the time. That green bill right there it can be dangerous, you know. But my thing is, it could be dangerous or empty my pocket out. Well, guess what? I'm broke all the time, so hey, it is what it is. But you know what? I'm happy, I'm okay, and I live paycheck to paycheck. That's fine with me. You know, it's comfortable. We make it, and I don't give a anybody says because everybody's life's different. But you know what? Ain't no reason for our children to have no cash price over their head because I'm telling you right now, they deserve to have a chance. They deserve to live a life just like we do. So why in the hell are they picking on our kids? And especially the special needs ones. What? That's even sicker.
Yeah.
And that investigation here in Georgia, the 13-month investigation with John Ossoff and Marsha Blackburn. Okay, let me tell you. They even 3 judges, and one of the counties is a county next to me, even went in front of the senators and stuff and said that the DFACS workers were asking them to detain these children, special needs one especially, until they can find them placement. Just give them a few days to get them out of the hotel when they were giving them about being the kid. My son was one of those children. Like he was in a hotel way down in the south of Atlanta, on the south side, in Atlanta, way far away from a school. I don't even know how many days of school he missed. And I know he did miss a lot. They let him go back 2 weeks and then he was withdrew from school for good. And then they tell me that I couldn't find out anything. And I said, excuse me? Oh, well, you're not listed. Last time I checked, that was. So what do you mean his guardian? His guardian was dead. She passed away. What's up? So yeah, they gave guardianship to somebody that, hello, I didn't approve it. I didn't even know.
Yeah, that was weird about that. The one case, girl, Jennifer Brockavoy or something. I can't say how to say her last name, but she had she's fighting to get her kids back, right? She's got 5 kids in the freaking system. It's her boy on the local news where they're advertising the Hearts Gallery, saying this boy needs to be adopted.
Right.
And she's like, what? This is like blowing her mind that she's seeing her kid advertised. Just like you know, oh my God.
It makes me wonder if these van rides my son would go on were actually van rides to go for him to be like to go be to go do a trial period with someone, you know, like for a couple hours or something. I mean, really, what were these van rides about? Because my son every week, I mean, my son's not the only good kid. I mean, come on.
They bring him to like a runway at a mall or something, and they show him off like they were.
They took. They took him to a pirates museum, you know?
Right, like a model run, like
Yes.
Yeah.
model runways. That's what
Yeah.
they
And my
do.
son was the bright, the biggest, like the best, like the one that they, I mean, when I tell you things that I noticed that maybe other people would think were like, okay, I know they were not okay. Cause now, let me tell y'all this. I don't know if I ever mentioned anybody. My son, all of a sudden, the last like month and a half, or 2 months, he had a Galaxy watch on, a watch, like one of those nice touchscreen watches, like a nice one. Well, I everything I bought my kid, he wasn't ever allowed to have supposedly, but yet he would only have this watch on at certain times. Well, guess what? He didn't come home with this watch, but he did come home with a Galaxy tablet because it's right there. You know, so where is this watch that's in these videos, but yet you're gonna tell me that ain't somebody's that's theirs? I wonder why they were putting that on his wrist. Well, during the video visits now, because yeah, and then all of a sudden, so why were they putting this? What were they using that for to cover up so my son wouldn't talk about something? You know, or were they doing that to record me? I don't give a shit because I was recording him. So they finally learned after 2 years. I can't confirm or deny, Danielle, until you're on a video call with us. Oh, well, now y'all caught up. Oh, sorry guys, I already got 2 years, and you know what? Yeah, y'all are a day late and a dollar short, buddy.
Well, that's
Sorry.
the thing. You got to record your own because they recorded our visits, but then I go to, okay, we're going to freaking TPR trial. Can we get a copy of these
Right.
visits? You taped every one of them, right? And then they're nowhere to be found. And then years later, like for years, I tried to get these tapes, and there's like I have no idea where they are. Of course, we used to go through the Children's Home Society, and
Yep.
you know, and the place that they're closed down, so they must have went into a warehouse or something like that. I'm like, well, okay, really? It's like these are
Right.
the last moments, even though this disgusting it is. These were the last moments I had with my kids. Could I please have a tape of it? You know,
Right.
especially.
So
You can see why they're not freaking wanting to give them up when my children are going up to the camera, showing burns and scratches and bruises and all this other stuff.
you know, and they want us to, like, somebody made a comment on my live, I believe yesterday, and it was a dude, or I don't know if it's a he or she. I mean, I'm really not going to go there, but I'm sure they're watching. Which, I mean, whatever. But you know, the first comment, this guy, I don't know, I'm not going to put his name on there, but you know, he was saying that we're doing a bitching session. But my thing is, well, the comment he left yesterday, and he didn't say nothing out of context, I don't believe, but he's like, well, you know what would be 1,000 times better is if you get the kids that are that have bad, since foster care is so bad, to speak out. I said, you know what? I wanted to say, and I'm going to say it on my show. My son wants to speak out, but guess what, homie? My son is not even the same man he was before he went in. My son has regressed back to almost baby level, dude. Like, hello, why? Otherwise, if I would have just let him be, and my son would be probably unalive by now. Like the way his health was going downhill, nobody's seen those lab results. Let me tell y'all, for 2 years of him being out at that facility, y'all got to be crazy to say stuff like that. I seen it with my own eyes. I seen it for 2 years on video visits, and then I witnessed it when he got home with his lab results. That is sick.
Yeah.
So I mean, so he's not the same. He's autistic, and he's regressed back to baby mode almost. I went through this when he was 3 years old. Now he's 19. 2 years of abuse from this facility, and them telling me on the phone he's doing okay. Bullshit. His lab results said that enough, and his whole demeanor and his back, like his out when he lashed out, like, because he is perfectly fine now, having a ball, and you tell me what's up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
My son was not. Mm-hmm.
And you even notice like the pictures
Yes.
my kids were drawing. Do you ever like
Yes.
check that out?
Yes,
It's like,
and
oh wow. Yeah.
did y'all see the one of my son? Like, y'all seen the before? Like, he was, I mean, I could even show one of him before he went to foster care, like before anybody, like when my mom was still alive. And and then I could show the news story, and then I could even show other ones over time. You could sit there. That's how many video visits I have recorded. You can see him going, like, and what it was is them the meds. You cannot withdraw from them. You cannot just cold turkey come off them freaking meds. They're freaking crazy. Why would they do that to him? My God, I just sat there and watched it go down in 2 days. Like, I was like, whoa, Bubba, what's going on? Like, his color, he couldn't even look straight at me. He would hear me, but he like looked straight through me. And I'm like, man, he would defecate on himself. My son don't do that. I mean, come on. He couldn't even wipe his rear. And I'm sorry. What are they doing to these kids? What are they? Because my son was probably the only one out there that spoke.
Right.
I promise
And
you.
that's the thing. They're putting them into a situation like everybody always says, surround yourself with people that have more knowledge than you, that are smart and everything like this. So what do you think is going to happen if you're surrounded by, the kids are surrounded by children that are less fortunate than they are, and they're just going to, like you say, we're going to regress. It's just obvious that it's going to happen. Besides, a Stockholm syndrome. Let's not forget about
Oh man, I ain't heard that in years. Oh my God. Yes, perfect. They're gonna start believing they're the person, the perpetrator. So I mean, think about it. These kids are detained. My son's an adult, so he should have rights as an adult. If he wants to call me any time of the day, he should be able to call. No, they should not sit there on these visits and tell him what to say. I'm talking to my child. That's mine and his time. It's court ordered. Hello. Why are you interrupting my time? Why are you telling my sons, and y'all, and plenty of people have said, my son was like a robot. Because he was. Because that's what they were trying to get him to do, be like.
I almost wondered if that freaking watch was vibrating or something. You should ask him one time. Is it
makes you wonder. Yeah, and it makes you wonder because it's so funny. He's got a Samsung Galaxy tablet that they sent home that had my son had a tablet the whole time. He had 2 or 3 of them out there, and they never. My son would. I mean, when he got home and got his tablet, all he did was just keep scrolling, and he'd look at me. Hey, hello Danielle, and he just walked back and forth, just scrolling through that tablet. And then he knew that he was coming back to himself. But he would do it again. Let's go, Danielle. Let's go. Hello, Danielle. And he just did. I mean, on the show, you could even see it. He was doing that. That's what he had in his hand, a tablet. And I wanted to see how he'd do. And that tells me right there he didn't have his tablet out there. But the other kids did. But yeah, where did that watch come from? That's what I want to know. I'm gonna go back on backstage real quick. I'll be right back. I had to use the bathroom. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's a big issue for me, is that I mean, knowing all along that you put a child in a situation, like even if you're putting an older kid with a younger a child, okay, they're not going to be learning anything. They're not going to be aggressing. They're not, it's just really, and I see the same thing happening with my husband. It's kind of weird because like we always said, our children were treated worse than prisoners. Well, I can see, the decline of my husband being around these freaking psychos all day. Like, it's just like, it's really wearing on him. I mean, he's got all this stuff going on. He's got people threatening his life. He's got people stealing his clothes. He literally has only the uniform that he has on.
The prison system is worse than what it has ever been in history. I've been in prison, and it is the worst. It is ridiculous. It is bad, and it is bad. And I totally get what you're saying about your husband. It's horrible. It's horrible in there.
He's ready to go in protective custody because he's like, well, at least I won't be I can sleep at night.
It's all about survival in there right now, and I hate. I know people in that are incarcerated, and they it's horrible. It's every day in a male prison, especially females. It's like a big. I don't even want to go there. It's like a big soap opera of whatever. No offense to anyone, but I'm just saying I've been there. Like I've been in that.
It's like being in high school again. That's what it was like.
Yes, but I'm telling you, these men, that it's all about survival, straight up. I'm hearing in Georgia here, families losing their family member every day because, and they're advocate and they're trying to speak up because you're locked. All that you got is in 4 walls, and especially if somebody's mental health. Come on, it's not a good. Why can't they Why aren't they using these programs and stuff for these people that are mental health that are going to prison and stuff? Use those kind of programs instead of throwing it.
And
If they're not a,
if it's advertised or whatever you want to say, that this place will help people with their mental health. It's
I've heard, yes.
validation.
Yep.
There's not. I'm asking them today. Do you have, like, I know when I was incarcerated at Charlotte County, they had a
There is programs. There's RSAT. Look for a program called RSAT. I don't know if y'all have it down there, but it's a residential treatment. Wait a minute. It's called residential treatment something, but that's it. That's in the prison system. It's like a rehab within the prison system, because I had to do that program the last bit of my prison sentence, and I'm telling you, they'll put him in a totally different. That's what I would have figured they would have done with him not ever being in trouble, but no, they throw him in GP, general population, and hello, like, dude, what the? Come on. I ain't ever seen somebody throw. I mean, I've seen people thrown in GP, but they had way more serious charges, way more.
And that's what Chris is sitting back there wondering that people are in there for murder and they only got like 5 years and stuff. And like, he's sitting there for absolutely nothing. And,
I mean,
and like I say, no violent history, nothing like that. So how are they determining who you're gonna put in my cell?
I mean, why didn't they just give him a gag order? You know what I'm saying? Anybody else can get a, like, hello, but they send him down the road for 15 years. That's pretty harsh, don't you think? Considering the fact of, we all get on social media and talk. I mean, okay, well, what if stick Grand Theft Auto in there in a game, or what's that one, Twisted Metal with the clown? Hello. And I mean, and people make, come on, it's not like it was. People do. There's kids that make videos like that. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
obviously, you know, it's like, again, we've been targeted. I was talking to the attorney the other day, and he's saying he's talking about how these people at the clerk of courts are completely idiotic. They have no idea what they're doing, and anytime
they act like they don't know what they're doing, but girl, they really do.
It has to do with our case. They're dragging their feet every step of the way. Now, they were supposed to respond to something within 50 days. Now, that would have been on March 15th, and it's still not done. So this is what I'm wondering. And you know, what are the attorneys doing about it? I mean, I wish they would be a little more transparent about what's happening, because, you know, I got Chris calling me every day, hoping to hear some good news or something like this. I can't even keep up with all this shit that's going on. And then when he's going on over all this stuff over the phone, I can't keep up with it. And then my freaking recorder wasn't working. And why don't they just put it in writing to me? You know, that's what I'm wondering. You know, if you got so much to say and you got so much going on, just put it in writing and give me a little brief of what's been going on with my husband's case. It's not that hard. Not that hard. In fact,
they just don't want to tell you nothing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They don't want to say shit. And that's pathetic that they're like that.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be talking. I'm going to be here. I'm still here.
But what else? I mean, that's what I'm saying is this, that it seems to me like not only the kids are being locked away now, it's the parents too. If the parents are up and talking about it, why don't we lock you down too? We don't like what you're saying.
It's the ones that are having the voices that, why do they find us? Why do they find the ones with the voices so intimidating? What's the problem, people? I mean, well, you know, if they're talking crap, then call them out on it. Let's do it like the old days, man. Face it like a person, a real person with morals, a real person with respect and heart. Don't sit here and take it on us and take it on our kids and be wusses and put us behind bars for nothing, for speaking out. I mean, hello, I was been on probation. I'm a felon, and I never not once thought I had any rights. Once I got put on paper and I was guilty, boom. And I've been on paper 7 to almost 20 years. You tell me how messed up that is. And I bet you a lot of people in the system have also thought the same way, because that's how they convince you. But I still have to back up probation, y'all. I cannot disrespect them people. That's what's up.
Yes.
They kept their word, and it's not even the fact of their word. When I called and needed them, and they were there, and that's what they'll do. Because they even told my boyfriend in court, I've seen this girl at her worst, and I've seen her at her best, and I've seen her go through things that are unimaginable that they would not ever, they would be scared shitless to go through and overcome it. That they know how I am about my kids, and I will do anything to protect my children and anything for my children. And that lady looked straight at me in the face, and she said, "Miss Law," she said, "we'll do anything to help you get your son home." That right there, and I'll be damned if they didn't. They sure did. When I made the call, they were that no ands, if or buts, no even questions. But I mean, of course, the normal, like, where am I going to be? The normal stuff. But I'll tell you what, no problems at all. No discrepancies. They didn't give me no, like, tried to have a big head. Nothing. I give it to them. That's what's up.
Did you ever request early termination of your probation, or was that not an option?
No, it's not. No, that wasn't an option. It could have been an option, but no, because of restitution. Because I still owed. You had to have everything done, and yeah, I was behind. But no, I mean, I could do it, but you know what? Let's just ride it out. I'm ready to ride it out. I did it. I got to do all my time.
That's another thing. Just like they arrest you, okay, they're making money on
if I'm sentenced to 23, and then I have 17 years left, let me finish my full 17. You know what I mean? Let me finish it out, so I know that I don't want no early term. I don't need that. No, let me just ride it out. That's how. I mean, that's just because Brenda, I've been on paper for a long time, girl. Like, I feel like I'm an old person. Like, holy shit. Like, in the county that I'm in, I'm like, damn, look at all these new ones coming in. I'm a veteran compared to the rookies, I need to retire, but no, I joke like that, because I've been this courthouse. I know all too well because I've been in this thing. I did a program, I did the drug court program, and I stared at the chief Superior Court judge in her face every week, explaining to myself of maybe why I couldn't make my payment that week, or or you know what? And the same lady that shook my hand and gave me my certificate too, with my son there. That's how much these people have. When I tell you they've seen me at my worst, man, I used to run. Man, look, I'm not even. I'll share it. I'm not scared to share it, but I gave them, yeah. But you know what? I put them through hell. But now I'm like, Danielle, I told him I'm too old for this. Like, it's time to be free from this shit. I mean, it's a long. You have 40 years old, and I'm in the system. Like, come on now. That revolving door got old, but my kids were more important. I had to do something because you know what? My family stood up for me and had my back, and they took care of my kids. They helped me. So you know what, Mama? Here I am. Like, and that's all my mama wanted was her, and my nanny and my mama was, and my son, Mama, please. And you know what? Here I am, baby. And that's what changed me was, when you go through so much stuff for so long, it's not even the fact of, you just don't realize when you're in it, when you're in that moment in your high or whatever, and like addiction, you don't realize the ones you hurt, because I'm going to tell you right now, you have no feelings, no gives a nothing. And I mean, trust me. I'm going to read you all my speech that I wrote, but I'm not doing it right now, but I'll read it on another time, but you'll understand what I'm saying then. And this was 2011.
That makes you think I wonder if these caseworkers and these other people, are they on drugs because they have no feelings? They have no feelings at all?
And not even that. It makes you even wonder, because look at them. There's not saying no names, but hey, there was one in my state, and boy, she lost a lot of weight real quick. And either it was surgery or it was that stuff that we won't even go there. I can't say it on the show, but still, because it's not proper, because there could be kids watching. But the thing is we all know that, even anybody that knows, when you lose that much weight that fast, something's up. Okay, you're definitely not. I mean, come on, you know what? Been there, done that. You've been there, and I used to look at myself in the mirror and thought I was the hottest thing ever. No, Danielle, your face is sunk in and you look like crap. Because I can show you pictures. I'm not afraid. You can show then and now. I'm telling you, it was sickening. And my mother, and just to think of that I put my mother through, and just to know that, Well, my daughter, here we go, because I got 2 girls. Holy crap! But you know what? But I changed. There ain't no reason to judge me, because the only to judge me is the man above. But the thing is it's if you want to change, you got to change. And these parents out there that aren't wanting to, that don't, why don't do that to your children. These children don't deserve. If you're going through it, reach out for help, because I'm telling you, you'd be surprised. Just because you think there ain't nobody out there for you, there is. Trust me, if anybody can know it, I do, because I got out of jail and I get with the shoes on my feet and the shirt on my back, and I did it. And I got my brother, and then now here we are. And then my mama left the world all of a sudden, and that was a surprise, and that was a shocker, and it still hurts. But you know what? It's damaged. It's not damaged my son, but other people did out of spite, and that's wrong. So, but the true colors come out when, and why does that happen when true colors come out when someone passes? I don't understand. That's a big thing, and it's horrible. At a time that we should be great, like not grateful, but happy, and remember the good memories is now
supporting each other. Exactly.
right. Is now, like they say, you're supposed to cry when a baby comes to the world, and then be laughing and remembering the good times when somebody leaves the world. Like, I don't understand. It's what happened to the world. It's a and make what's that song? Makes me a better Michael Jackson song or something for you. And I'm not even gonna sing, y'all. I'm just kidding.
Well, come on, what song are you talking about though?
For you and for me and the entire human race, there are people dying. If the world, it's a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better. That one.
Oh,
I am not gonna get Brenda. You are not gonna give me the sing, girlfriend. No, ma'am. I'm just
in a way. Can we talk about Val Kilmer? I loved him.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God.
Look, and it's sad to know that. I mean, I can even tell times have changed, man. It's nothing. But you know what? It's time to stand up and save these kids and protect our families and stand up for what's right. Stand up for and now is the time. I
change. We got to you're right. Does anybody remember that the Brady Bunch?
Yes, I do.
Change.
Yes, I remember.
Oh my gosh! All right. Oh my God.
But I guess it's time to. I don't know, but I don't even know what I'm doing. Look, y'all like my desk.
I want you to see your ceiling.
Oh yeah, look, my ceiling is bad. This place.
I like it.
You don't want to see the dust out there. I've been lazy, girl. Oh my God.
Oh man, and that's the thing. This is what this destruction of our family is just like. It's disgusting.
Tears you apart.
We can't function. We're just like to get into these depressions. We get post-traumatic stress disorder. Can't keep anything straight. You know, it's just a daily chore to try to function, really. And and that's why I say that's why I still don't understand. It's like, why are you gonna take my husband away? He wasn't bothering anybody. All he does is sit in the house all day. You know, it's just like he was at that point where he's just like he was even too upset about everything to go outside. Like and he can't go into a store and see the Christmas decoration. He can't go in the store to see the Easter decorations. Any holiday, he'd like literally freak out. He just like he'd be there and he'd run back to the car because he couldn't take it. Like it literally it just can't freaking handle it. And and then and if you're sitting in a jail cell with all you got to do is stare at the walls, of course, you have nothing to distract your mind from the reality.
Jackets.
Yeah.
Yep.
But,
crazy.
We should be wrapping it up then, guys. Okay.
All right.
We go wrap it up.
Does anybody go on next?
Darren, I don't think so.
What's that?
Okay.
You wear all kinds of jackets.
I don't. Huh?
Jackets?
Are you about to end your show, Brenda?
Yeah, I'm gonna end it here, and because I got a few things to working on, but yeah, I still, I don't know who's watching, or maybe you watch this show later. Make sure you get a hold of me or Danielle in regards to huge parent movement. I mean, this is our goal. Our goal is to get our kids back. Our goal is to get these judges behind bars where they belong for breaking federal law. And that's what we got to do. We got to join forces and put the nip on who's doing this and that. Just get it together, guys. And answer a few questions. Join the movement. BrendaCambron91@gmail.com. There's so many people out there that will tell you what to do if you want to be part of this force to be reckoned with, because we're not going to sit back and take it anymore. We're going to take action, and that's what we're doing.
It's done.
All right, we're done.
Right. Yep.
All right. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.
Danielle, are you doing a show? No.
Yeah. I'll be next, I guess.
Danielle show. All right.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Untold, Brenda's story, fierce and bold. She helps others break their chains. Together they rise from the ashes of pain. Her husband waits behind iron bars, but Brenda knows they'll reach the stars. Brenda's cry echoes loud and clear.